Mhm. If you wondered what the lawsuit was, yeah, it was that you want everybody to enforce your court orders. You want everyone to violate the rules of ethical conduct. Yes. Now, my thought is, yes, I'm going to sue all of them for allowing you to do that. Now, for every attorney that has sworn, yes, that they would not pursue, yes, any sort of suit, yes. When you prosecute me, yes, for being in Jefferson County when I wasn't, yes, you had an obligation to dismiss the case at that time. But you wanted Jefferson County to be complicit in your fraud. Yeah. Now, after informing right now the state of Washington yesterday, yes, it looks to me that the state, yes, wants every state to be involved in their fraud. Now, these individuals that that are elected to office, mhm, societal individual rights and interests, yes, and the prosecutor's responsibilities, yeah. The second is a prosecutor should zealously protect the rights of individuals, but without representing any individual as a client. A prosecutor should put the rights and interests of society in a paramount position in exercising prosecutorial discretion in individual cases. A prosecutor should seek to reform criminal laws whenever it is appropriate and necessary to do so. Societal interests rather than individual or group interests should also be paramount in the prosecutor's efforts to seek reform of criminal laws. Now, obviously, Clallam County's prosecuting attorney did not put the society before the individual or group interests, yes, known as the sheriff's department. And Jefferson County prosecuting attorney did not put the societal interests first. Now, these individual rights and interests that you're violating, yes, I'm wanting to sue you for that. Do you understand? Now, if you read this, the National Prosecution Standards prosecuting attorneys, any of them that have knowledge of this fraud are liable, and I'm going to sue them. You want this whole nation, yes, to misprison all of your treason, your felony, and your war crimes. And that nation, yes, that is doing this is liable. Ouch. And I think it's easier, right? I really believe this, that it's better for me and society, yes, to sue that whole nation right now than to have this nation have to put up with their concealment of any crime. Now, for every sheriff, yes, in all the counties, if you thought I wouldn't sue you for this, you'd be wrong. Now, I want you to understand, okay, Sheriff, in any county of the state of Washington, yes, big or small, yes, I don't care who you are. It is better for the United States of America that you get sued. See, we have so much corruption on the part of those that have a law enforcement authority, yes, that their whole want was to protect their special interests, yes, of their individual sheriff organizations, associations, and those that they work with. Now, for you, in any county of this state, phew, I'm suing you. And then I'm suing every sheriff in the rest of the United States of America because they all just want to misprison all of this. See, I'll give you an example. You issued a wage garnishment, yes, in Spokane County, when I wasn't a resident of Washington State, yes. And you didn't serve me. But my wife got a job, yes, and you didn't garnish her wages. It says Paul C. E. Tux. Yeah. Now, at the time of this being issued, we were still married in May 25th of 2011. Yes. Now, if it was me, yeah, you would have garnished my wages. But when it was her, right, she said that she was the victim. See, you've given this special place to women that men don't have, even though 15% of the actual victims of domestic violence are men. Yes. And as much as you say right now, your your discrimination against men is a crime. Now, for every man, sheriff, in every county, I'm suing you. Do you understand? Because they took my sons, yes, and they didn't protect any of my rights as being a man. Now, do you understand the lawsuit right now? Do you understand the lawsuit? Now, when it says Paul C. Etux, yes, you had an obligation to consider my wife as equal in the community property debt. But you didn't. What you wanted to do was completely destroy my life, yes, without taking into consideration the marriage contract. Now, motion affidavit for issuance of judicial subpoena, yes. Order granting request for judicial subpoena, Commissioner Stephen Grofdahl, yes. What was their excuse? We can't find him because we weren't residents of the state of Washington. Oh, we were living on Guam. Now, I'm wanting to sue Spokane County. That would be inclusive of every oath of office. Yeah. And the Spokane County Sheriff's Department, Ozzy. Right now, I want you put in prison. Do you understand, Sheriff? I want you prosecuted for misprisioning, kidnapping, felony, and treason. Now, the larger the sheriff's department, yes, yes, the greater the amount of liability. Oh, well, DV order. Oh, look at that. Domestic violence order. Dave Newport. Judge Rohr. Yes. You want the whole nation, every individual in the nation, to enforce the full faith and credit of your domestic violence order? Yes. Well, did Judge Rohr know about this when doing the dissolution of marriage? Yeah. Did you get a copy of it? Yes. Did you see that there was no proof of service to myself? Did you read any document? Now, Heidi Lee Budnick is the individual that committed the domestic violence on Guam. She was the one that made up the lie. Now, I'm just looking through this because you didn't protect my right to due process. Yes, I wasn't able to leave Guam until January of 2012. I couldn't motion the court at any time for a modification or termination of the protection order. And then you continued to enforce it. And then Brent reissued it while I was on trial right now. I want every individual to understand. I like the idea of suing you. Do you understand that? Every sheriff, every police officer, every attorney, every oath of office. I personally like the idea. I like the idea of taking every asset that you have, yes, having you go to prison, yes, and then you paying me restitution. And for some reason right now,